knives, fire, hot things, lots of moving pieces. So it is really important to have your wits about you in a professional kitchen and make sure that you're properly trained to use the tools. So today we're going to talk about knives. So that's in a professional kitchen. When I'm talking about knives at home, I mean, I am a professional chef, so I have got probably over 20 different knives that all do different things. You do not need that, but I will encourage every single one. The importance of cooking at home starts with a good knife, and all you really need is one knife. This is a chef's knife, and this is an 8-inch chef knife. You can get them anywhere from 8 inches to 14 inches. Don't get a 14-inch one, it's almost like a sword. It's going to be really hard for you to use. And a smaller one like this is a lot easier, it's lighter, and it's easier to maneuver on the cutting board, and you really don't need a really big one. So I would recommend this. This knife is about $120, which may sound like a lot of money, but if you take care of this knife, it will last you forever. I've already had this knife for about 12 years, and it is in just as good a condition as the day I bought it. I've bought $25, $40 knives over and over again, and they're all gone in the garbage. So invest in one good knife, a chef knife, 8-inch, and take care of it. Take care of it means clean it and sharpen it regularly, and you will never ever have to buy it again. So one knife. So when you're using a knife, a couple things. You want to have a really good firm base. So I've set up the stations with cutting boards. You'll notice that underneath each cutting board is wet paper towel. If you don't do that, the cutting board will slide, and if you are working with a base that will slide, then you're more likely to cut yourself because everything's moving. So by putting either a wet towel or wet paper towel, something underneath to anchor it, it will give you a good firm base to work off of. So that's step one. Second step, of course, is to have a sharp knife. If you have a dull knife, you're more likely to cut yourself than if you have a sharp knife. Because when you're trying to cut, it will not cut, it will slide around, and it will make things hard to deal with, and you'll be more likely to cut yourself. So if you have a sharp knife, when you try to make that first cut, it does exactly that. It cuts through the product, doesn't slide, and does its job properly, makes it easier and free of mistakes. Downside, however, if you cut yourself with a really sharp knife, it will cut deeper. But a deeper cut is actually a good thing. Deeper cuts, clean cuts, heal a lot faster than a cut with a not so sharp knife. So even there is a bonus to having that. So good proper knife skills starts with whether you're right-handed or left-handed. Good firm grip on your knife, not too hard, not too loose. Kind of like if you're holding like a little baby bird, and you don't want to squeeze it and crush it, but you don't want it to be able to fly away out of your hand. So you want to have a good grip on it, but not too tight, not too firm, not too loose. And you can do things like sometimes you can put your finger up top as an anchor if you like. Sometimes you can put your thumb on top as the anchor, but I would start just by holding the knife as you see like this. And then so that's your knife in your knife hand, and then the other hand is the one that's going to get cut, because this is where your knife is. So this is a hand you have to be careful of. So when you are cutting something, what you want to do is you want to curl your fingers back and make sure that that pinky finger doesn't get sloppy and kind of lays out there, because it will get cut. You curl your fingers back, and then you use your big finger as the guide, and if you do that, you can never cut yourself unless you bring it above the knuckle, which you don't need to do. A lot of times you can keep the tip of the knife on the cutting board and just do a rocking motion, and that will help as well. So when you're holding your food, sometimes like this is kind of flat, but if you're trying to cut something round, like a orange or an apple or a pear or something like that, you can always just cut off a little bit of the bottom, and then that will give you a nice firm base, and then you can proceed to cut. That's a little tip as well. So hold the food like this, curl your knife back, use your big finger as the anchor, and then you don't even need to take that knife completely off the board, and away you go. Okay, so those are proper knife skills. That's how we teach all of our culinarians in the kitchen. I don't expect you to master it immediately, but while you're using a knife today, I will walk around and watch your technique and see if I can provide a little bit of one-on-one guidance as we're working today. Okay, so those are knife skills. I wanted to cover that first.